Welcome to my Passion Travel channel, a channel specializing in street food and travel. Meskouta, Moroccan orange cake, popular for dessert or tea time. Meskouta is a popular Moroccan dessert, essentially an orange cake that's beloved for its simplicity and delightful citrus flavor. It's a cake that's commonly made in Moroccan households and is often served alongside mint tea during special occasions or as a treat with afternoon tea. The ingredients for Meskouta typically include 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 cup of granulated sugar, 1 cup of vegetable oil or melted butter, 4 eggs, zest of 2 oranges, juice of 1 orange, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, a pinch of salt, powdered sugar for dusting, optional. Instructions. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, 175 degrees Celsius. Grease and flour a cake pan or loaf pan. In a mixing bowl, beat the eggs and sugar together until they're well combined and slightly fluffy. Add the vegetable oil or melted butter, vanilla extract, orange zest, and orange juice to the egg and sugar mixture. Mix thoroughly. In a separate bowl, sift together the flour, baking powder, and a pinch of salt. Gradually add the dry ingredients into the wet ingredients, mixing until you have a smooth batter. Pour the batter into the prepared cake pan and smooth the top with a spatula. Bake in the preheated oven for about 40 minutes, or until a toothpick inserted into the center comes out clean. Once baked, remove the cake from the oven and let it cool in the pan for a few minutes before transferring it to a wire rack to cool completely. Optionally, dust the cooled Meskouta with powdered sugar before serving. Beldi Eggs. Eggs poached in a spicy tomato and pepper sauce. Beldi Eggs, also known as Moroccan Beldi-style eggs, are a flavorful and easy-to-make dish commonly enjoyed for breakfast or as part of a larger Moroccan meal. The term Beldi refers to traditional or rustic preparation in Moroccan cuisine. These eggs are cooked in a rich and spiced tomato sauce, usually served with crusty bread for dipping. Here's a basic recipe for Beldi eggs. Ingredients: 6 large eggs, 4 ripe tomatoes, diced or canned diced tomatoes, 1 onion, finely chopped 2, 3 cloves of garlic, minced 1 tablespoon tomato paste, 1 teaspoon paprika, 1 teaspoon ground cumin, 1/2 teaspoon ground turmeric salt and pepper, to taste olive oil, chopped parsley or cilantro for garnish, optional. Instructions. Heat a few tablespoons of olive oil in a skillet or frying pan over medium heat. Add the chopped onion to the pan and sauté until it becomes soft and translucent. Stir in the minced garlic and cook for another minute until fragrant, being careful not to burn it. Add the diced tomatoes and tomato paste to the pan. Cook the mixture for around 7 minutes until the tomatoes break down and create a thick sauce. Season the tomato sauce with paprika, cumin, turmeric, salt, and pepper. Adjust the seasoning according to your taste preferences. Create small wells or indentations in the sauce, using a spoon for each egg you'll be adding. Crack the eggs, one at a time, into the wells you've made in the tomato sauce. This allows the eggs to cook directly in the sauce. Cover the pan with a lid and let the eggs cook in the sauce for about 7 minutes, or until the egg whites are set, but the yolks are still slightly runny. Cook longer if you prefer firmer yolks. Once the eggs are cooked to your desired doneness, remove the pan from the heat. Garnish with chopped parsley or cilantro if desired, and serve the Beldi eggs directly from the pan, accompanied by crusty bread for dipping into the flavorful sauce. Beldi Eggs eggs poached in a spicy tomato and pepper sauce. Sfenj, also spelled as Sfenj or Sfenj, are delicious Moroccan doughnuts or fritters that are immensely popular as a street food and a treat during special occasions like Ramadan. These fluffy, deep-fried pastries have a crispy exterior and a soft, airy interior. Sfenj are typically dusted with powdered sugar and served warm. Here is a basic recipe for making Sfenj. Ingredients: 4 cups all-purpose flour, 1 tablespoon active dry yeast, 1 teaspoon sugar, 1 teaspoon salt. Warm water, about 2 to 2.5 cups. Vegetable oil for frying, powdered sugar for dusting instructions. In a small bowl, dissolve the yeast and sugar in about 1/2 cup of warm water. Let it sit for 5-10 minutes until it becomes frothy. In a large mixing bowl, combine the flour and salt. Make a well in the center and pour in the activated yeast mixture. Slowly add warm water to the flour mixture while stirring continuously. Mix until you get a smooth and sticky dough. The consistency should be thick, yet pourable. Cover the bowl with a clean kitchen towel or plastic wrap and let the dough rise in a warm place for about 1-2 hours, or until it doubles in size. Heat vegetable oil in a deep frying pan or pot to around 300 to 375 degree F, 175-190 degree C. Once the dough has risen, give it a good stir to deflate it slightly. Dip your hands in water to prevent sticking. Take a handful of dough and use your thumb to make a hole in the center, shaping it into a ring or a donut-like form. Alternatively, you can use 2 spoons to drop spoonfuls of dough into the hot oil. Carefully place the formed dough into the hot oil and fry until golden brown, turning occasionally to ensure even cooking. It should take about 3-4 minutes per side. Once cooked, remove the Sfenj using a slotted spoon and place them on paper towels to drain excess oil. While still warm, dust the Sfenj generously with powdered sugar. Serve the Sfenj warm and enjoy them as a delightful snack or dessert. Kefta Tagine. Moroccan meatballs cooked in a flavorful tomato-based sauce. Kefta Tagine. Moroccan meatballs. Cooked Kefta Tagine is a popular Moroccan dish made with seasoned ground meatballs, cooked in a flavorful tomato-based sauce. This dish is often prepared in a traditional Moroccan tagine, a clay pot with a conical lid, although it can also be made in a regular cooking pot or skillet. Here's a basic recipe to prepare Kefta Tagine. Ingredients for kefta meatballs: 1 pound ground beef or lamb, 1 small onion, finely chopped 2 cloves garlic, minced 1/4 cup fresh parsley, finely chopped 1/4 cup fresh cilantro, finely chopped 1 teaspoon ground cumin, 1 teaspoon paprika, 1/2 teaspoon ground cinnamon, salt, and pepper to taste ingredients for tomato sauce, 2 tablespoons olive oil, 1 onion, finely chopped 2 cloves garlic, minced 5 ripe tomatoes, diced, or 1 can of diced tomatoes, 1 tablespoon tomato paste, 1 teaspoon ground cumin, 1 teaspoon paprika, 1/2 teaspoon ground ginger, pinch of saffron threads, optional, salt and pepper to taste, fresh cilantro or parsley for garnish, optional. Instructions: in a mixing bowl, combine the ground meat, chopped onion, minced garlic, parsley, cilantro, ground cumin, paprika, cinnamon, salt, and pepper. Mix everything thoroughly until well combined. Shape the meat mixture into small meatballs, kefta. You can form them into round balls or shape them like small cylinders. Heat olive oil in a tagine or a large skillet over medium heat. Add the chopped onion and sauté until translucent. Add the minced garlic and cook for another minute until fragrant. Stir in the diced tomatoes and tomato paste. Cook for a few minutes until the tomatoes break down and form a sauce-like consistency. Add the ground cumin, paprika, ground ginger, saffron, if using, salt, and pepper to the tomato sauce. Stir well to combine the spices with the sauce. Gently place the prepared kefta, meatballs, into the tomato sauce, arranging them evenly. Cover the tagine or skillet and let it simmer over low-medium heat for about 20-25 minutes, allowing the meatballs to cook through and the flavors to meld together. Check for seasoning and adjust if needed. Sprinkle fresh cilantro or parsley on top for garnish if desired. Serve the Kefta Tagine hot with crusty bread or Moroccan bread, such as cobs, to soak up the delicious sauce. In a flavorful tomato-based sauce. Sardines. Freshly grilled sardines, a popular seafood option in coastal areas like Safi. Grilled sardines are a popular and delicious dish in Moroccan cuisine, especially in coastal cities like Safi, where fresh seafood is abundant. Here's a simple recipe to make grilled sardines Moroccan-style. Ingredients: fresh sardines, 6-8 sardines per person, olive oil, lemon wedges, salt, pepper, chopped parsley, optional for garnish. Instructions: ensure the sardines are cleaned and gutted. Rinse them thoroughly under cold water and pat them dry using paper towels. Preheat your grill or barbecue to medium-high heat. If using a charcoal grill, allow the coals to burn until they are covered with gray ash. Brush the cleaned sardines lightly with olive oil, both inside and out. Season the sardines generously with salt and pepper, both inside the cavity and on the skin. Place the sardines on the grill, arranging them carefully to avoid sticking. Cook for about 3-4 minutes on each side, depending on the size of the sardines. They should be cooked through and have a nice charred exterior. Carefully flip the sardines using a spatula or tongs to grill the other side until it's cooked and slightly crispy. Once cooked, transfer the grilled sardines to a serving plate. Squeeze fresh lemon juice over the sardines before serving for an extra burst of flavor. Optionally, garnish the grilled sardines with chopped parsley for added freshness.